Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Countdown to Crash. When we last left off, we played Crash Twin Sanity, arguably one of the better Crash games to come out that wasn't made by Naughty Dog. And today we're going to do a bit of a gameplay shift with Crash Tag Team Racing. When I say a bit of a gameplay shift, I mean half new, half old. Oh, it's a weird combination. Thank you, whatever. I'm just hoping that the console doesn't decide to crap out on me this time around. I would be nice if I could get through one of these videos without having it fail on me. Crash Tag Team Racing. So this is a mixed bag for me. There are parts that I like and parts that I'm not that big of a fan of, if I'm going to be honest. So in this game you've got single player, you've got multiplayer, and you've got extras. Let's just go into the main story mode of the game. No matter if you press X, you can do burps, and I think triangle is farts, which lowbrow humor here, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna skip cutscene. Sorry.
Okay, newbie, to walk or run, simply move the left analog stick or press the directional buttons in the direction you want Crash to move. Go ahead, I won't laugh.
So, yeah, welcome to Crash Tag Team Racing. Probably wondering, Ryan, what the heck? I thought this was a racing game. Well, remember when I said this was half and half? Well, this is basically half a platformer and half a racing game. And to be honest, this platforming in this game is not exactly the greatest platforming ever in a Crash game. It's very bare bones and sort of just there to be interesting, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of the platforming in this game. It's really not. It really wasn't designed with platforming mechanics in mind. It was just sort of probably put in at the last minute. But you know, when we get to the racing, then I'll explain about the racing mechanics. But in terms of Crash's moveset, he has a variety of different moves. I mean, he can jump, he can spin, and he can belly flop, and that's about it really. He hasn't got the slide or the crawl or any of the other original Crash moves or anything. He's just really a bare bones Crash character, kind of like the Bash Crash character, except this one's obviously definitely taller. Anyway, what we're picking up here is I think they're called Wumpa coins. And fun fact, you're probably listening to the sound effects of me picking up these coins, and if you've ever played Simpsons Hit and Run, they'll sound very similar. In fact, I think they use the same sound effect for picking up coins in that game, in this game. And the reason for that is because this game and Simpsons Hit and Run were both made by the same company, Radical Entertainment, which is rather interesting. Yeah, I'm just skip cutscenes. So, in case you're wondering, the story is there's this big theme park called Von Clutch's Motor World, and it's sort of like a racing slash fun attraction-based theme park that's centered around different areas, which I will be able to show you guys right now when we get to ground level here. Yeah, here we are at the Motor World Midway. And first things first, we're going to be picking up a crystal. Yeah, and I also forgot to mention, this was the introduction of Gibberish Crash, as I like to call him, where instead of, you know how in the last few Crash games where Crash didn't really say anything, he was very much a mute, except when you're actually playing the levels and whatnot, and then he'll probably make like maybe a very small "whoa" sound effect. Well, this was the first game to introduce the gibberish voice that Crash now has in these modern Crash games. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that big of a fan of hearing gibberish Crash. I don't mind it when it was in the original games where when he would let out a whoa, you know, when he fell and whatnot, but not that big of a fan. Anyway, in this theme park world we have different locations like Mystery Island, Tyrannosaurus Rex, nice pun, Astroland, Toontown, and get ready for another pun, Happily Ever Faster. Oh, the puns don't stop there in the world. The puns also continue in the actual racetracks when we get to them. Anyway, look, it's Coco.
Oh, Crash, thank goodness you're here. I've been trying to get this car working, but that stupid know-it-all know-nothing Nina stole my fusion unit. You've got to get it back for me. This car will be the best thing ever. And stuff.
And you're probably wondering, why does Coco sound like Jimmy Neutron? Well, this is Coco's new voice actress, Debbie Derryberry, I believe her name is. And you know, she is fun fact, she is going to be the voice actress for Coco in the Sane Trilogy. So, you know, that's cool. Oh, and here we have Engine.
Oh, Crash. Yes, Mr. Crash. You are reasonable, aren't you? You like to listen to propositions from Engine. I need a plutonium fuel cell for my new vehicle. Find me enough beautiful plutonium, and I will reward you with many fine coins.
Don't ask me why, for some reason, you can just run up to Crash's enemies and just, you know, randomly talk to them. Anyway, here's a new character, only made for this game, Pasadena.
Oh, hey, cutie. You ever seen me driving on those tracks there? Boy, I tell you, I am the meanest thing on the streets. And if you thought that was something, wait till you see me driving this hog around. Trouble is, I needs me a power crystal to get her started. You don't got one, do you?
Yeah, she wants a power crystal. Yep, the crystals are back in this game, and this time they're more like gems in Twinsanity, where if you manage to find them in the open world, you get them. Or in a way, I guess, like the original titles, but I think of them more like the gems in Twinsanity, where they're hidden in locations and, you know, you gotta find them. Anyway, here's Crunch.
What's up, little brother?
Ugh.
Enough jibber jabber. I need help. I found a ride that needs driving. You gonna help me? We bring the hurt. Eat your greens. Float old Crunch alone, low interest. I buy that ride and word, we bounce.
This was also the introduction of Crunch's Mr. T dialogue. Because for some reason everyone loves Mr. T, so they pretty much turned him into Mr. T. For reasons I'll never understand. Anyway, you'll probably notice that some of these characters have balloons over them. That indicates that they have a mini game which you can play. There's a few. Anyway, oh, here's Cortex. And I couldn't talk to him because his vehicle was already unlocked. Here's Nina, who is a character that was introduced into Twinsanity. And I didn't really talk about her because she's only used in like
It's you,
in like one or two levels in
Twinsanity.
Twinsanity.
A little proposition. You Bandicoots have a thing for power crystals, right? You bring me the keys to this mean machine Von Clutch is parked here, and I'll give you this crystal I found.
She never really had a voice in Twinsanity.
Ah, Crash Bandicoot. You're admiring my beautiful automark, yeah? It's so lovely, I would make it my wife if I could. Please, Crash, bring me my power crystals that I may make this beautiful creature come to life.
And that's on clutch. Next, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit silent in some areas. I'm just very cautious about my PS1 right now. I'm just thinking, oh god, is it going to crap out on me any second? Ugh. But anyway, let us... Oh Jesus, the humans in this place are really spazzing out. Anyway, let's just head on over to Mystery Island and, you know, hopefully things will start to calm down when we actually get to the hub world. And let's put the gem in there. The door opens. Let's go in. Come on, PS2, don't crash. For whatever you do. I'll be a lot happier once we get to the next game.
Ahoy, mateys! Batten down your hatches and swab my poop deck, says I. Avast there, ye swabs! Salty adventure awaits ye beyond these cursed portals of doom!
Thank you, Mr. Cheeks. Yes, race fans, a bounty of booty awaits you in this our first race challenge. Thrill to the terrors of Tiki Turbo. Endure the perplexing pirates of the carburetor. And defeat the insidious delusions of deep-sea driving. Master these dangerous tracks and find greater challenge in the battle arena, where unhinged lunatics compete for trivial prizes. Isn't this exciting, Stu?
You know I'm excited. Get going, Crash, and show me what you got.
Here we are in Mystery Island. And basically, in these areas, again, we pretty much do very mediocre platforming, and like we did in the world, except here, we can actually go to the different gates to actually start beginning doing races. So here's race number 1, TK Turbo, and one good thing is, all you need to do is walk up to the doors, and they will automatically open, and you'll unlock the track for gameplay. Alright, so there is a variety of different games that we can do. We have the regular race, we have the Crashinator, which is, I believe, you've got to destroy a certain amount of targets within a time limit. Rolling Thunder is you've got to destroy as many enemies as you can within a lap. Run and Gun, which I've completely forgot. I may be getting Crashinator and Run and Gun mixed up, I don't know, I haven't really played these modes. Fast Lap, which is basically a lap in a fast time. And that's about it, so let's just do a regular race. And as you can see on this screen, depending on what position you come in will depend on the amount of money that you get and the amount of crystals that you get. So in this track, you get 2 crystals and 500 coins coming first. Choose different difficulties, different speeds, and we'll pick Crash. As of right now, we only have 1 vehicle, so let's go! And I think there was an annoying clock in the background, so hopefully you guys are not annoyed by that. Sorry. Right, here we are in the first track, Tiki Turbo, and here I get to show off how the driving feels.
Now pay attention, homeboy.
Oh,
Press
please,
the X
shut
button
up,
to accelerate
tutorial.
and press the square button to brake and
So,
reverse.
yeah, as he says, X button to accelerate, square button to brake. And as you can already tell, this is very different to what the gameplay was like in Crash Team Racing or Crash Nitro Kart. In this game, they decided to go for a completely different kart racing style, where now, in order to drift, you have to tap the brake button and turn into the corner. And as you can see, my spark is actually changing colours. Kind of like Mario Kart with how it deals with its drifting. And whilst you do drifts, you will see that bar on the bottom actually fills up. As we see right there. Once that fills up, you'll be able to pull off a turbo boost. Now if I press triangle, this will initiate the game mechanic, the main game mechanic of racing, clashes, where you and another driver will come together as one vehicle with two drivers. One who drives the vehicle and one who uses the turret on the back. As of right now, I'm currently using the turret, but now I got away because I didn't want to get blown up by the fire. But as the driver, you pretty much just, drive the vehicle and, drive your way around up the track. But as a gunner, you have the ability to stop the opponents. And you can rack up a lot of kills as the gunner if you're lucky enough. But, I would not really recommend staying clashed, because on the final lap especially, the computer can be a right dick, pardon my French, but they can be a right dick and literally unclash with you just at the end, and they'll win the race, forcing you to come in second. And that is real dickish of them. Which is why I'd recommend not doing that unless, you really want to stay clashed all the way to the end of the race. And I'm going to be honest, this gameplay is really bland, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I like the track design, I like the environment on the track and everything. It's really colourful and, somewhat detailed. But, if I'm going to be honest, it doesn't even hold a candle to the likes of Crash Team Racing. I mean, seriously. If there's ever an argument on, which is better, Crash Tag Team Racing or Crash Team Racing, I'm always going to say Crash Team Racing just for how good that particular game controls, and, how I like the graphics of that game, and, I just have a huge affiliation to Crash Team Racing over the likes of this, which is just mediocre at best, if I'm going to be honest. But that was a race, and for each of the different events on each track, you can earn a crystal by coming in first place in each event, so that's cool. Anyway, back to more mediocre platforming. And there should be one of the collectibles that we need to pick up. Here it is. Amongst the different worlds, there will also be other collectibles based on the drivers that have that need stuff from you in order to play as them. So Coco needed a fusion unit, so we picked up a fusion unit from this world, and bam! When we return back to the midway, camera glitch. Once we return to the midway, we'll be able to play as Coco. And I completely missed a gate opening. I fell in the water. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in this game, this introduced the, I wouldn't say ability, but okay, I'll say ability just for words, but the ability to view various deaths. Basically, they've made you know how in past Crash games, when you die, you always die in a funny and cartoony manner? Well, they made deaths a collectible in this. Around the environment are different things that can actually kill Crash, pretty much. Don't worry, there's no lives in this game, so yeah, it shouldn't really matter. But once you activate the diorama, they will be added to the diorama collection, and there's an extra menu where you can view all the diorama stuff. And basically, it's just another collectible. That's all you really need to know. I do believe you do get at least a new costume, but meh. Doesn't really interest me that much. Anyway, more racing. Let's show off more clashes. By the way, whilst Clash, I believe, yeah, it's the square button because I'm playing PS2. If you press the square button, you can actually switch over to your opponent's primary weapon. So since I'm playing with Coco here, I get a magnet weapon, which is actually a pretty decent weapon, all things considered. Also, as Gunner, you actually get more powerful weapons, surprisingly enough. I mean, you get a shark rocket. What else do you get? I know you get a bunch of way more powerful weapons than you do when you're just, you know, unclashed and just driving. I don't even remember, but I think there's like a piano that's one, there's a cow that's a weapon. You know, a bunch of weapons. Oh yeah, and also blowing up other cars also gives you boost, so put that in mind. Oh yeah, and also you can end up running out of ammo on your guns, so once you actually do run out of ammo, oh god, I think your opponent actually decides, okay, I've had enough of you, I'm going to unclash with you. Which, fun fact, the original name of this game was meant to be called Crash Clash Racing, but then they changed it to Crash Tag Team Racing, which, I don't know, I think Crash Clash Racing would have been a better title, but that's just me. I think that name pretty much says exactly what you're doing in the game. You're racing and you're clashing with other cars and so forth. I mean, it says it right there, clashing. You know, it makes more sense to be called Crash Clash Racing or Crash Clash, whatever it was called. I'm losing my words here. On the bottom right, you can actually see a health bar. Basically, all the vehicles in this game are able to take damage, but only for so long until they blow up. As you can see, Crash right now is about to die because I have a TNT monkey on my back, and I'm gonna blow up unless I clash and maybe get rid of it. So if I press, I think R1, yeah, there we go. Now I'm driving the vehicle, the big, you know, armored vehicle. Currently, we're quite a ways ahead. What the heck, Pasadena? I couldn't see from your cow. Can't believe I said that. That sentence. What is wrong with me? Anyway, I'm going to unclash right now, just in case. You! Oh, thank God! Wow. Okay. Okay, Pasadena. Jesus. Sorry about that. But yeah, for every KO, I think you get 25 coins added to your grand total. And that's cool. By the way, this game has no boss races, so unlike CTR and Crash Nitro Kart, there are no boss races in this game. There's no boss characters. You know, once you find all the characters and unlocked all the characters that are in the midway, that's it. There are no unlockable characters in this game. So, you know, bear that in mind. This isn't a CTR clone. But anyway, there's the third race, but fell in the water. Nice name, Jord. There we go, deep sea driving. That opens up that. Awesome. Now what I'm actually doing is I'm actually unlocking a shortcut for one of the tracks. Not because that the races are difficult or anything, but because there is actually a hidden crystal on one of these tracks in this hub world that you can only get from the shortcut. Oh, hey, keys. Nina. Cool. Also, you've probably noticed that there are these guys in like hazmat suits that have these symbols above their heads. These guys will give you a costume for one of your characters. So it could be Crash, it could be Cortex, it could be any of the characters in the game. And usually what they want is money. So give them money and you'll get a free costume. Anyway, time to activate this shortcut. Wow. Amazing. Deep sea driving secret shortcut. So let's go to deep sea driving. Let's be Cortex this time around, because I'm being different. 4 days to go until Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy comes out. I guess while I'm racing here, I should mention, send you guys a bit of an urgent message to all those who are Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy fans who can't wait to get their hands on the game. For all that's holy, do not look up any news on Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. Because there are some people in, I think, Saudi Arabia or some countries around the area who have managed to get an early copy of the game, a week early in fact. And they managed to literally play through the whole game. They've even managed to stream the gameplay on YouTube and Twitch. So, if you guys do not want to be spoiled, like me, do not go on YouTube and watch the gameplay, because there's a lot of spoilers out there that literally shows off everything that the game has to show. It shows off the bosses, it shows off the music, it shows off everything. You know, everything that's on you, that the game features, you know. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend going on YouTube, that's all I'm going to say. Or any social media about Crash. In fact, just don't search up Crash Bandicoot at all. Or, you know, don't search up the Insane Trilogy if you're, you know, you're really looking forward to that game and you don't want to be spoiled. You know, it just sucks that, of course, people would buy the game early just so they can play it, but can't be bothered to wait until the actual day. I mean, come on, it's only like 4 days. 4 whole days to go.
How did that deliciousness taste?
But if you guys really want to watch them, I'm not gonna.
Last time I saw a car like that, someone was feeding it hay.
Okay, Cortex. If you guys really want to watch the gameplay, that's fine. I don't really care, really. But for me personally, I'm going to wait, hold off on watching gameplay until the release date. I might skim through the footage just to see snippets of the gameplay, but I'm not going to watch whole gameplay footage of the game until the game is fully released and out, because I want to support Vicarious Visions and I want to see more Crash games, you know, come out. I don't want to see all these people who just watch the gameplay, or, you know, stream the gameplay in fact, ahead of the actual stream date. That just doesn't feel right in my gut. Seriously. God damn it, I have a monkey on my back now. Oh dear, Cortex. Anyway, I forgot to show off the shortcut. I'm going to try and show off the shortcut now, whilst trying to avoid getting shot again. And again, I probably already mentioned this, but that's Lex Lang voicing Cortex, who is also the voice of Cortex in the new game, so that's fun. That was really close. And I just got blown up. Lovely.
Can anyone give me a lift home?
And if I'm going to be honest, this game is trying way too hard to be funny. Seriously. Not all of these
Now
jokes are
before the
hilarious.
master of speed and delinquency.
Nice, 2 more crystals. I have 6 crystals. Yay! I feel special. How much? And that was just a regular death. That doesn't really count towards anything. Oh, I need 8. Well, never mind. I don't particularly care about doing that because you want to know what? Because I'm literally kind of bored of this game already. I mean, there's not a whole lot really to talk about on this game. It's so bland and not the greatest to play. I mean, it's playable. It's definitely playable, but I really wouldn't recommend playing this game with your friends unless you really get really want to, because this game is just boring. Like, really boring. But that's really about it for Crash Tag Team Racing, folks.
Woohoo!
Oh, thanks a lot,
This unity.
guy.
This car is ready to rock. Good job, big brother. Start up a race so we can go kick some tailless butt.
Might as well just quickly show off the these cutscenes here. This is pretty much all that happens when you get a new vehicle. Nice. And I'll just quickly do the same for Nina. And I think we'll end the episode. Because really, I've really run out of things to talk about with this game. Because this game is forgettable, really.
That is more like it. Doesn't take much to get you to do what I want, now does it? Here's your crystal, and I'll see you on the racetrack.
I still find it odd that in this game, Nina has a voice, but in Crash Twinsanity, the game that she was originated from, she had no voice. She was a mute like Crash. But, sorry about that. Oh, I got a crystal. Cool. But, yeah, that's really all I gotta show, guys, for Crash Tag Team Racing. Really got nothing else to really show. So, that's about it for Crash Tag Team Racing, folks. So, if you guys had enjoyed this episode of Countdown to Crash, we're nearly at the end here, guys. Just 2 more games, and I think 1 other video, and then we'll be there. Pretty much. But, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys next time for Crash of the Titans. Oh boy. Thank you, and goodbye.